Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest expansion-packed episode of the Switch It Up show. I am your host today, Seth Trav, joined as always by our friend Glenn.
How are you this evening, sir? Evening, morning,
Ladies
afternoon?
and gentlemen, welcome to the latest expansion-packed episode of the Switch... Oh, wait, am I stuck in a loop here, our friend Glenn? If it feels that way to you, it's because the game I'm playing today is called Loop Index. Believe it or not. But before I get to that, we're going to let these sweet beats loop. Anamanaguchi, ladies and gentlemen. I can see our friend Glenn's face, and he is loving the dad-level humor of that intro I just pulled on all y'all.
I was looking for the quick, 30-second hop back, you can just press on the phone, but I couldn't find it. I was like, oh.
We were almost there, ladies and gentlemen.
Almost.
Just like the game I played today was almost close to being good. It's called Loop Index, and for the purposes of this review, I reviewed it on the PS5, and it's currently $3.74 when you purchase it on the PS5, and that offer lasts until September 2nd, 2021. It's from our friends over at Retaliaca Games, and I don't see any other developer. So, the description reads as, it's time to explore the virtual land of Loop Index. Its vast uncharted lands are full of puzzles to solve. Play alone or team up with a robo-friend and use logic and timing to clear each area. The difficulty will test your ingenuity as you explore the unique loop mechanic as the core of the gameplay loop. You'll take on levels full of traps and discovery, befriend virtual creatures, and even battle against cool bosses. More than 70 levels, challenging boss fights, get help from robo-pets to complete the levels, multiplayer co-op for 2 players, unique loop command mechanic. It is rated E plus 10 for fantasy violence. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever played a Zelda game, which I am assuming most of us have, you remember a mechanic where you would have to stand on various platforms that have arrows going on them, and you would then move in the direction of those arrows, and you couldn't move yourself, and then you would go around in sort of a circle and have to somehow get off of that loop to get through the next door. That concept is the entire gameplay scenario of Loop Index, except they add an element where you're able to change between 2 characters that you play as simultaneously to allow you to go to these different loops, hit the buttons you need to do, and hopefully not get defeated by the enemies that are present on some of the levels. The game is okay, ladies and gentlemen. The graphics are pretty good. They have a nice flash feel to them, and there is an interesting amount of heart and life breathed into these characters. The music is okay. It does play, but it's nothing that's too necessarily catchy or something that would be enjoyable enough that you would get sucked into the game even more. For a while playing Loop Index, it did seem like it would be something that would catch me even harder, and I was almost on the cusp of enjoying it a lot. However, their whole mechanic of making loops and being able to sort of loop yourself around and do these circular cyclical puzzle type deals, it wound up being more annoying than anything. The actual controls for some reason felt clunky to a point where I almost wanted to readjust them on my controller just so that way I would have an easier time switching between things and being able to actually complete the puzzles. There's an element to it that doesn't allow it to necessarily restart as quickly as you would want it to as soon as you realize, hey, I messed up, I need to do this again, which I think a game like this should have a quick restart button. It would really help things out. The overall tutorial that they give you it's okay. It's a little sparse. And again, there were a couple things that I really got caught up on, and it really felt like it was derived from the sort of clunky control scheme that was going on. Games like this, I think, have to be more fun than anything and provide you with that level of challenge while not being more annoying. And unfortunately, I think Loop Index hits that mark where it kind of leans way more towards annoying than anything. The boss fights are unique and they did provide unique elements to playing this game. However, it took you so long to get to the boss and get that extra soundtrack and have that more unique element of play that I don't think it was necessarily worth it. The game, for some people, is going to be great and you'll have a great time playing it. However, for me, it again ventured too far onto the annoying side and less on the I want to keep beating my head against this. Because there are games that can do it, but this one is unfortunately not one of those for me. Because of that, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to give the puzzling Loop Index a 2.5 out of 5.
Low score, my man. Not taken with that so much, huh?
No, it got stuck in the awful, confusing loop that's even worse than a tenant.
Oh man, that's brutal. Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to save you here with Barry the Bunny, which I played on the PS4. Excuse me, I played it on the PS5, but it is available on the PS4. You can pick it up for the price of $4.99, and it's from our wonderful friends over at Retaliaca Games. Let me go ahead and give you the very, very, very brief synopsis here, because there's not that much. Barry the Bunny is a challenging 2D platformer about a bunny who likes carrots and loves building bridges. Explore lush 2D landscapes and help Barry walk, jump, and collect or throw items to progress through each level. Barry will travel through 4 different worlds, defeating enemies, facing dangerous traps, conquering and challenging platforming levels, and getting enough wood to build bridges. Can Barry repair all the bridges so that the little bunnies can return home? Hop into platform action with Barry the Bunny. It features a 2D platformer gameplay, 4 different unique areas, colorful 8-bit style graphics, vibrant chiptune music, and increasingly challenging levels. So basically, they're laying it out there for you, and they are correct. There's not a ton here. You are Barry the Bunny, this white little like fluffy cottontail rabbit, and you are platforming your way across various locales in a Super Mario World type of level progression system. I feel like I described that very well. And you are collecting carrots because you're a rabbit. They don't really seem to do much for you aside from like pad your score. You are collecting. Exactly. You were collecting like these like axes, which you kind of throw to both like defend yourself. They're more like a pickaxe, something you would climb a mountain with. They're more for defending yourself and also kind of triggering other parts of the level to interact with. There are different caves that you will go through that if you have to pay attention to the ceiling because the jagged edges of the cave, if they're like a slightly darker color, they can fall down and kill you. This is pretty much one-hit instant death type scenario. If you do not have a power up, you can power up by picking up like these little P labeled things, kind of like the P in Super Mario World. When you grab them, your bunny gets a little more jacked. He can get jacked twice. He just looks like bigger.
Like beefy?
Yes.
Veiny muscles?
He doesn't really get muscular. He just gets kind of slightly bulkier.
A la Mario.
Yeah. So you can get those, and they basically like save you a hit if you touch something. And this game is super picky. There's all types of enemies you'll encounter, like not chinchillas, but bees, like a gopher type animal. Like think like outside like animals, creatures that you might encounter.
I love that the description of outside animals was not chinchilla.
Well, I'm just trying to think of what it looked like because it's not a very good 8-bit gopher. Okay, like it's not the best. It looks like it's small. It's like curled up a little bit, and you're gonna be tempted to jump on these enemies, but you can't kill them that way at all. In fact, if you jump on one of them and you don't have a power up, you're dead. So you have to make sure that you fight that urge to jump on their heads because it's kind of been programmed into us because of Mario and Sonic that that's okay, and it's not in this instance. You'll die. The game is also super picky about detection in terms of how you touch certain parts of the world that are dangerous. There's a lot of spiked areas, and even if you kind of slightly brush up against them when you're jumping or like just barely get close, it's going to trigger it and you'll die. You're going through and you're collecting these different pieces of wood to build these bridges, because in each level, the bunny that you're trying to rescue has, like, their home has been secluded from the rest of the level, and you need to collect 3 bridge pieces to build the bridge, connect them to the rest of the level so they can escape. They will reward you with carrots and more axes to throw, and you will progress on, and so and so and so and so on. And that's basically it. But this is definitely one of those games that isn't maybe necessarily fun, but you want to play it again because you were so close, and it like frustrates you. And you're like, I need to get it. I need to beat this. It's like the mind over matter. Like you like, I could see how people could slightly get a little addicted to this. And the fuel to the fire on this, Seth Trav, is that I thought of you immediately when it came up. When I played the first level, I literally got 5 trophies. I got 5.
Jesus.
And
all for participating.
Just like it was like start the game, beat a level, kill one of these enemies, save a bunny, collect a carrot. And
I love it.
And I'm like, does this game have a platinum? And it and it does. It does have a platinum. All you have to do is beat 25 levels, and you will get a platinum. That's beautiful. You have to beat, like, there's other things you have to do, but you'll accomplish them as you go through. It's like kill a bumblebee, save like 15 bunnies, defeat level 7, defeat level 10, and
defeat not a chinchilla.
Defeat not a chinchilla. So like you can. This is probably one of like the quickest platinums you can probably get if you don't go insane, because I feel like it doesn't take that long necessarily to get to 25. I tapped out yesterday at like 17. So I'm like, I need to give myself a break because I'm going to lose it. But I feel like you can, it's got to be one of the quickest platinums. If you sat down and just kind of like bulldoze your way through it, I'm sure you could do it in a few hours. But it is one of those things where like it's gonna get to you while you're playing it, and you're gonna want to be like, all right, I'm done. But at the same time, you're gonna get that itch to just kind of pick it up and play it again, which I'm definitely gonna do. And I feel like this is a good game that like kids could play too, because this is like it's like a rabbit like bunny game. It's super cute. It's not violent in any way. Even though you're throwing like pickaxes, it's like, it's like Mario style. There's nothing crazy going on here. But it's one of those things where it's addictive in how annoying it is. But I don't know if it's fun, but I want to play it. Like
classic.
Classic. So I feel like
classic platforming style.
Yeah, I feel like they did well in that respect. So the game's $4.99. If you want a platinum, you should buy it. If you want a platinum and you like platformers, you should definitely buy this game. I don't know if you're into platformers, if I would recommend this to you, just like based on that alone. But if you want a platinum and you want to play a platforming game, this is the way to do it. I feel like I have to give this game like a 3.5 out of 5. I don't know if it's necessarily like equal to other games that have that rating, but the problem is like they're going for annoying platformer. They nailed annoying platformer, and I wanna play it. Like there are some times where it's annoying and I don't want to come back to it, but I want to come back to it. So I feel like I have to reward that, and you will be rewarded with a platinum if you can stomach 25 levels of this game. So I challenge you. Let us know over on Twitter at SwitchItUpShow if you have the platinum. 86% of people who play this game do, according to the trophies.
2 games that vary in their skill, but involve us having to try again and again and keep going for a good, solid amount of time. Let us know what you think of these games, ladies and gentlemen, and let us know over on Twitter if you were able to break the loops that you found yourself in. Because if they ever got boring for you, ladies and gentlemen, you could always switch it up.